Welcome everybody. I was just waiting for the video to start. Uh, Time to gather around one more time. I'll probably get the next and observing report out, I hope, on Sunday sometime, maybe Monday. This is the observing report from August 18th, 2025. We went to 8 Mile Spring Road, Site 1 we call it, in Skull Valley in Utah. Uh, my next observing trip was the next waning crescent new moon period on August 18th, 2025. Before that, earlier, a couple weeks on August 1st, I had driven out to Skull Valley to look at the site that was uh, to look for a site that was an improvement over. Sorry, I'm just gonna over our horseshoe knoll. Shannon and I figured that there were even darker places and more off the road, so as if someone came out, we would not be disturbed. Horseshoe Knoll only has about 3 or 4 dispersed camping areas. People tend to use it. You get a lot of people out there. We had people going up to the knoll itself during that night, which I didn't mention, and so we just wanted to find something a little bit remote. So I looked at images on my Google map and I found 3 that I wanted to investigate. And here is a map from my Astro site that shows them. You can see up there near the top right is Horseshoe Knoll, that camping area. You can see several miles down, there's a little road that comes off here, and it's called East Little Granite Road. And there's actually 2 sites kind of right by each other that are great. In the video that I have down below this image, I actually took images, I put them all together, I narrated, so I'm not going to go through a lot of detail on that. If you want to look at that, you're welcome to. It's here, it's on my YouTube channel for Eadsy Astronomy. But that site, you got the Stansberries to the east. They're going to block light pollution, but they're pretty high up, so you're not going to be looking, unless you're looking up, about 45, 50 degrees up and above. You're not really looking east, but I never look east anyway because it's always where the light dome is. Southern view is beautiful. Western view is beautiful. Northwest is beautiful. North is actually pretty good too. So really good site. Haven't used it yet. I will use it probably come spring just to see what it's like. Uh, I also went down to Isopa. Isopa is just a place where in the late 19th to early 20th century, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints out here, they brought over Pacific Islanders to this area, and they were going to make the desert blossom as a rose in that area. And it lasted. They had success. There was a cemetery there. There was a town there until about the 1920s. And then eventually they either moved back to Polynesia, Hawaii, or went into the Salt Lake Valley. Just because it's a desert, it was very hard to survive out there. I went and looked at Asopa. You can see that in the video. It was okay. You'd need permission if you were to stargaze there, which I think I could get. But I didn't like it because they definitely had some lights, like motion lights out there. And nothing really that's going to, if you're observing west of there, it's going to impact you. But I assumed at that time that they would be on, and you'll see in the observation definitely. I could, from where I ended up going, you could see that there were just some small like lights, external lights that were on up there, and nothing that impacted where I was, but definitely wouldn't want to use that. The other sites I came down and I turned down 8 Mile Spring Road. It's the road you take to go out, and you'll see on the video at one point you can turn to the left, and that road takes you out to Rydalch Canyon. And you go through the canyon, you go to that observing site that I posted when we were at Cedar Mountain on the west side. If you go straight, there's observing spots out there, and I actually found one, and then because we were looking for another site after an experience Shane had in September when I wasn't there, I was in Oregon. I found another site, and it's on the map. It's Site 2. It's a little bit up and to the left, almost on the edge of the map. You see that there. But I found this one site. We called it Site 1. I really liked it. You can see it in the video, and the video's right there. It's a 5-minute video. You can go through it. You can see the sites I looked at, and you can see that the 2 I really liked, and the 1, nope, it was gone. So this video will actually show you the 8 Mile Spring Site 1 that I found, and it's 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 9.5. You can look at it if you want. Here's the images as I was driving out. This is from looking down from the road. There's a cattle ranch out there. There weren't any cattle at that time. That's good. This is coming down the road looking, and I put it in here just so you can see the quality of the transparency that day and how it usually is out there. Really good transparency. This is coming down the road looking east toward the Stansbury Mountains. I drove down 196. It was incredible that day as I was going out to observe, and as I headed down, and you could just see that. So once I got set up, put my table out, you can see there's my dinner, my chicken, my salad with chicken, buble, and just water, just regular water. I try to really watch myself. I've put on about 25 pounds just because since September and going on vacation, and then stabbing my hand, and then being sick lately. I just got to get my weight back down. Working on that. I'll start really hard on Monday on that now that I'm over this flu. Anyway, once I got set up, got the scope up, here's the 17.5. I had the shroud pulled up so the fans could work to cool the mirror and take the boundary out. You can see it here set up. At this point now, we're getting into twilight. Mirror's kind of cooled a little bit. I've pulled the shroud down, kept the fans going, and she's collimated at this point up here. She's collimated here. She's aligned. She is ready to go. Starcatcher, as you can see, I have my table there. There's my sketching tablet. And I'll go back up and just show you that. So there's my clipboard I use for sketching. Had my thermocells out. No bugs that night. That was great. Sketching materials. Two boxes with my sketching brushes and other materials in there that I may need. My sketching bags here. My iPad's in there with Sky Safari if I need it. And so you can kind of see minimalist, but I have the table out. I keep it kind of low. You can see that in this image here. Little chair here, a camping chair that I use to sit on in the spring, summer, and fall. Regular chair during the winter because I get too bulked up. Here's 17.5 again, and there's Shane's Forerunner, white Forerunner out there. So here's my observing chair that I built in 2012, I believe, maybe 14. Still works absolutely great. It's beautiful. There's no problems with it. I keep it tuned up, keep it polished and the dirt off of it. I got a couple things probably need to do in the spring to it, but that's pretty typical. I love just the huge chair. Those are old jeans that I use to cover the seat that just don't wear out. So it's just, I love that chair. I have a cat's perch. I use this one a lot more. Always said that I said in the last episode I would show you Shane. Here's Shane collimating my 14, which he was borrowing at the time. And just like Wilson in Tool Time, I've hid his face. And so maybe at some point, I'll try to just, when I show Shane, I'm going to try to show him without his face. But maybe sometime I'll probably end up revealing it. But I just kind of made the comparison. I grew up when Tool Time. I was a younger adult during that time in the 90s when Tool Time was out, newly married. And my wife and I enjoyed that show. And so I always think of Wilson when I see Shane in this picture because you just can't do it. Shane has grown so much in this hobby in the time that we've known each other over the last year. I really admire his determination and his drive and his intelligence, and just he's going to make one heck of an observer. So, well, he is one heck of an observer. The only thing I need to do is get him convinced on faint objects, right, Shane? So anyway, you can see here's the southern view from the site. Just beautiful, beautiful night that night. Looking at the southwest. There's the southwest to the west, west to northwest, west, broader view. You can see again the west kind of zoomed in there. It's probably more of what it looks like at the actual site. And then got the 14 set up. Shane has it all ready to go. And then this is just a wide view. I kind of sat back so you can kind of see how we were observing. And then kind of as I came a little bit closer, you could see there. There's the 17.5. There's the Stansburys looking northeast. There's the setup and the eyepiece cases in the back of the Ascent. So here's some sketches from that night. I didn't do as many, and you'll see why in a minute. Scope was 17.5 f4.4, paracord 2, eyepiece is 20 millimeter XA, 13.9.7, 26 millimeter Nagler, 31 Nagler, 30 Pentax XW, and the 22 millimeter Nagler. Uh, you'll see why in a minute for those. The scene was absolutely good that night, 4 out of 5. And the transparency was outstanding at 5 out of 5. 8 Mile Spring Road, Site 1, Skull Valley, West Desert. Night of August 18th, going to the early morning of the 19th. And don't get confused because my next post will be the 19th going into the 20th. So we observed there for 2 nights in a row. And SQM reading started at 2156 and ended up about 2172 later that night. Here is a planetary nebula in Ophiuchus, the little ghost nebula 6369. You can go through it. I've put the info there. You can look at it. The observation is it stands out. Very sparse field on that one. And there's a nice mag star to the right of it, brighter on the planetary is brighter on the northwest edge, and it has like a ring-like structure to it. Central star was observed with averted, and you can kind of, if you zoom in and kind of come in really close in that sketch, you'll get a sense of that ring-like structure on it. This is a globular 6401 in Ophiuchus. It was 9 and 7 millimeter XWA, smallish, and it was really irregular. You can see that in the sketch. Had a nice 9th to 10th magnitude star on the southeast edge of it. No distinct stars were resolved on the globular. It was just faint, and it was brighter on the northwest edge, rich and nice star field. And so I think I actually really like this sketch. I think I really nailed this one. So you can kind of see that one. Look at the details yourself. 6287, a globular cluster in Ophiuchus again. 9 and 7, mid-sized globular stars popping with both direct and inverted vision. So I used both direct and then looking off to the side. That popped a few more of them, brightening to a small bright core in the center. And it lays in a very sparse star field, which you can see. And it's a little bit irregular in shape. It's not round. It's almost more oval or square. Anyway. So you can see that one there. This was a galaxy I went over up to Serpens, NGC 6118. It's a Spirone Serpens. It's very faint. It's very hard to see its entire length unless you have to use averted vision here. Very sparse star field. It's brighter toward the core. No stellar cores observed, and I almost think I got the core just a little too bright in this, but I think you get the sense of what it is. So kind of edge on there. Then I told you this is the second observation for NGC 6445. The 20 and 13 was here. So you can see the equatorial triangle and the planetary there. Central star was seen, and bluish in color. Central star is very faint and appears as a tiny star in the center in these conditions, really good conditions. And then another planetary nebula in Delphinus, the blue, not the blush, the blue flash nebula. This is in the 7 and 9. It's a bright blue planetary, round in shape. The lobes were detected on it, and I think I kind of got that. Well defined in the 7 millimeter at 317x, and the central star was definitely visible on this one. So you can take a look at that. I don't think I need to have that in there. Then this is what took up the rest of the evening by the time I got here before we left. I went to the Western Veil and the Eastern Veil. I'm not happy with these sketches because the lighting, I took this image not during the day in my office, took it at night, and it's a little brighter in here at night. Don't have a lot of backlight coming from the windows behind me. So I kind of missed out here, kind of not getting the curve of the witches there, the broom handle. But this is the broom handle. The filaments showed really beautiful that night with the O3 in this, and just really used the wide low power eyepieces. The Naglers just really brought this one out. And after that one I went over to the Eastern Veil, and again the light just really dims this out, and this really just I got structure up here in the sketch that it's just dimmed out. I'm gonna have to retake this one during the day and replace this, but I'm gonna get it out there because I'm really busy the next 2 days. So anyway, you can see low power eyepieces, filaments stuck out, structure was there, just so beautiful that night. So anyway, I ran the SeeStar while I was there, and you can go through the SeeStar images, non-processed. SH291, NGC 6401. Here is 7640. And we'll come down here. Here's 7331. You can see the deer licks in here. And there, next to the core, is that SN 2025 RBS. So I'd sketched it in the previous one, took an image of it here, still was shining, still really right there. Just a beautiful capture there. And you can also see it faintly in the larger image here. This are 6284 on both of these, so we'll just put that here. 6284, a globular cluster. And here you can actually see how the core is very bright and then stars on the edge, and you can see that. So this is NGC 6118. It's in Serpens. Again, faint. You can see, I can see the detail very close to how it was visually. NGC 7000, part of the North American Nebula. I didn't get it all in, so you can look at that. Here's the little ghost planetary nebula. Great, you can see a little bit of ring structure there. And then IC 5146, the Cocoon Nebula. Great capture there. I should have sketched. If I'd had more time, I would have sketched. And then I took Messier 33. So anyway, it was a great night for me. Thoroughly loved it. SeeStar performed very well, and just was a wonderful evening. I was happy with the site. I was gone in September. Shane went there in September with my friend Jeff Porter, who's been coming out with us when it's warm or warmer. And it's great to have him back out. He used to observe all the time with me. He has a 17.5 star structure with a Zambuto in his, and just a beautiful scope. We were also joined, Shane and I, this night by a young man who came out to image. He was very friendly, very courteous. He stayed enough away so his lights, and he made sure they were shielded so they didn't impact us visually. He was so courteous and so respectful. Would love to observe with him again. And he forgot a cable on his thing, so he kind of had to jerry-rig it, and he got some stuff done. Hopefully he got some good images out of there. So anyway, wonderful night. Just was really good to get out. I'll post the next 2 observing sessions, and then over the next several days, I'm going to be busy next week observing in the cold, and we'll get more on that and get that up. I'm getting to where I'm starting to get caught up, I think. Hopefully we can get 3 or 4 of these out over the next week and get the rest of them caught up and get the new ones in too. Keep looking up. Hope you have clear skies, and we'll talk to you later. Hope this helped.